We have a couple of sponsors. You might be more familiar with the community-supported agriculture program. So you go to the farmer's market, you meet that farmer that you really like, and you decide, like, I want to get produce from this person all the time. And so you buy into a share for the year. And every week then, you get a basket of produce. And you never are really quite sure what's going to show up in that basket. It depends on how the timing of crops are coming out and whether it's a bounty crop because the rains have been aplenty that year, or if it's a real small, meager crop because we're in a drought. So it's the same idea of investing in someone who you believe is going to produce something really great for you over the course of the year, but doing that with artists instead. CSA is really about helping artists, give them some upfront support so that they can go and create great work. This is a project that is specifically for folks that are working in the visual arts. So you have to be working in 2D or 3D medium because it's going to fit in a 12 by 12 by 12 box that we hand to somebody like Christmas morning. The opportunity with CSA is to really help you develop a relationship with shareholders, with art collectors, folks who are interested in getting to know the artists that are producing the work that they're buying. It is open to folks working in any of the visual or craft mediums, be that clay, wood, fiberglass, ceramics, you name it, you're welcome to apply. You do have to be 18 years or older to participate in this program. And again, it's for folks that are living in the Charlotte region, in the 11 counties that we are partnering with in Cabarrus, Cleveland, Gaston, Iredell, Lincoln, Mecklenburg, Rowan, Rutherford, Stanley, Union, or York, South Carolina. If you have previously received a CSA grant, we're going to ask you to hold off because we want to provide this opportunity to new folks. Likewise, if you're on the board for ASC, you will not, or if you are an immediate staff member or immediate family member of someone who's on the board or staff of ASC, we're giving other folks the chance to do this. Artists must be able to deliver their work to Charlotte for the events that we host for the shareholders for that exchange, and to be able to participate in those events that happen 3 times over the course of spring. So this isn't something where you come and you travel to Tokyo for the rest of the year. We need you to be there. The other requirement is that you develop a profile for yourself in our artist directory on the Charlotte Culture Guide. And that's so that once you've built that relationship with your shareholders, they have a way to get out and learn more about you and get in touch with you to do your work. What I would offer to everybody is creating an artist profile on Charlotte Culture Guide is open to everyone, whether you're a visual artist or a performing artist, a literature artist. This is an opportunity for you to get your name out there to folks who are interested in learning about the art that's happening in our community. So that is absolutely an option for everybody, whether you're applying for CSA or not. So filling out that Culture Guide profile and attending at least 2 of our 3 events so that you have the chance to interact with the shareholders. So here's what you get if you join CSA as an artist. We are going to select 9 artists. Last year we had 27 applications, so it was about a 1 in 3 chance of folks who applied for CSA to become a part of the project for the spring. What you receive is a $2,000 commission, and that is yours, the whole amount. We're not asking for a piecemeal of that. You get $2,000 as a CSA artist. In turn, you have to purchase all of your materials and supplies for whatever art you have said you're going to produce for the season with that funds. So you have to do your own budget management on that side, but you get the $2,000 commission. What you also get is a lot of media exposure. So you get the relationships with 50 folks who are investing in art and getting to meet them and their partners or friends who they bring with them to the events. You also get the Facebook notifications and the feature on the Arts and Sciences website, because this is certainly a program that we promote and help people around our artists that are participating in it. What you are going to include in your submission for CSA is a description of 50 pieces that you are producing specifically for this program. There are 50 shareholders. Each of them walks away with a piece of your work. The pieces may be 50 unique items. They might be part of a series of prints that you're creating. They could be handmade items that are part of an emerging product line that you're creating. It's up to you what you propose you are going to create 50 of for your shareholders for CSA. What I will tell you is that the most successful applications are those that are going to deliver the art in the original medium in which you created it. So for photographers, that might be series of prints, because that's the original medium that photography comes out in. For a ceramic artist, it's going to be 50 pots or 50 sculptures that they're creating. For someone who's working in acrylics, you're going to be most successful if what you tell us is that you're going to create 50 pieces that are in the original acrylic form for your shareholders, as opposed to creating one piece and then giving people printed copies of that original piece. Does that make sense? The art must be delivered to us on location. It has to be able to fit in a 12 by 12 by 12 space, and it has to be wrapped, because they're going to pull it out of the bag like it's Christmas morning and get to unwrap it. So figuring out that way of packaging it is part of the challenge that we're going to give to you as an artist if you're joining CSA. To apply, we have our application for this available on the Arts and Sciences website. You're going to start at artsandscience.org and go to Programs for Creative Individuals, and that's where you'll find information about CSA. Within that, it's going to take you out to Slide Room, which is where we actually host the application. What we're going to ask for there is your artist statement, a bit of who you are as an artist, and what you are proposing to create for the CSA program fits in with what you are creating and where you're wanting to go in your art form. Why does participating in CSA matter to you? How is it going to help you to be a participant in this program? And then we're going to ask you to submit up to 4 work samples that give us a sense of, we know you haven't created what you're proposing for CSA yet, but give us some samples of what you've done in the past that might help us understand where you're leaning towards with what you would create for CSA. Your proposal should include a description of what you are planning to produce, references to those work samples, so if there's something in the work sample that will help us really understand what it is you're going to create in the future with CSA, make those pointed references for us. And if the proposed work really differs from what you've done in the past, if there are other images that you need to provide us to have a better sense of where you're going, you can include that in this document. Finally, we need a description of how you propose to package your work. Artists in the past have been really creative with this. So someone who did a series of prints around fish wrapped hers in butcher paper so it looked like it was something that just came from the fishmonger, right? This year we had an artist who is a weaver, and she did weavings that were inspired by birds, and she wrapped her weavings and put them inside a bird feeder for each of them, so they had to pull it out of the bird feeder as a way of really being creative and thinking about how they did their packaging to promote their art. The Slide Room login process is really quite simple. You're going to start at the Arts and Sciences website, go to Apply here, where it says click here. It's going to take you out to that application. Once you get here, it's going to still have the Arts and Sciences logo, so you're going to know that you're at the right place once you go into Slide Room. If it's your first time, you'll need to sign up so that they create your information of who you are. Otherwise, if you've been to Slide Room before, you can just log in to be able to access the application. Here are some samples of what what the art has looked like in the past. Here's the kind of fishmonger wrapping that you see there. We've had everything from jewelry to ceramics to multimedia paintings. So it's really up to you to present something that you think people are going to want to buy and display in their houses and their places of business. To give you a sense of who you're creating for, we want to tell you a bit about who the shareholders are. Around 50% of our shareholders are under 44, so it tends to be a fairly young audience of folks who are looking to purchase this. They describe themselves as new or novice art buyers, so this can be their first foray, and a safe way of getting a sampling of different things and getting to meet different artists. Many of them are already donating to arts and culture experiences, so they do care about the work that you are presenting as an artist. And many of them learn about you through the CSA program. They might not otherwise know who you are and the work you're doing. Many of them have heard about this program through a friend or colleague, and so they've heard good things and they come excited to learn about who you are and what you're presenting. But we also know that lots of our shareholders hold mighty tighty to their place in the program because they really have a great experience and like to meet the new emerging artists that come out each year. The 3 events happen throughout the spring. They're yet to be scheduled, but it will be in February, in March, and in May that we'll have that. They're spaced about 6 weeks apart. And each artist will be assigned to a single date. So you will present all of your work in February, you'll present all of your work in May, depending on which time you're assigned to. We've worked together with the artists to figure out what is going to be the best reasonable time for you to present your work. That means that you're not guaranteed, we can't have 9 artists all present their work in May. Some people are going to have to be ready to go in February, so it's a conversation that we go in to make sure that we can find a good fit for everybody with that. The deadline for this is Monday, October 24th. You got to get it in before midnight that night in order for us to have your application for the Community Supported Art Program. And with that, CSA.